Hey everybody, welcome to Smashified episode 13. I am Omni, and today I am joined by Chris.
Hey.
And Thanael.
And me.
And me.
And what you are looking at right now is a very special occasion for us because it is the first officially commissioned Smashified by the developer of the character, which is a very unique opportunity for us because normally we're working with Nintendo characters and there's no way, Nintendo's gonna work with us directly. But the good folks over at Galaxy Trail reached out to us back in, October? Yeah, so they asked us if we would be interested in doing a Smashified Lilac, and it's actually a character that surprised me with how many suggestions it got prior to this request. So
yeah, I remember
prior to the commission. So
yeah, it kind of worked out really nice.
Yeah, it's a character that I'm actually happy that we did because I didn't know a lot about it before we'd started doing it, but I did a lot of research. I was watching some LPs of it, and it's actually a really cool game. It's like a throwback to Sonic the Hedgehog styles of gameplay in much the same way that Shovel Knight is kind of based on like DuckTales and Mega Man. So this is the Genesis indie callback, so it's a very cool character. You guys should check it out. They released their first game already, which is available on the Wii U, and they recently announced the sequel, Freedom Planet 2. Did I say the name of the character already?
I don't know.
The character is Lilac.
It's Lilac.
Professional commentary.
Pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a really cool character, and
this is
what we do.
Designed from Freedom Planet 2, so we got to see it.
We were among the first to see what the character design would look like in the sequel, which is a slightly older version of the character from the first game. So outfit changed, a little bit of the design elements have changed too. Originally it was a lot more based on Sonic the Hedgehog sort of canon of proportions, and now it's sort of its own thing. So it's cool to see the evolution of the character, and I'm glad we had a chance to kind of work with it before everyone else has had a chance to see it. So yeah, definitely cool. That sketch went pretty fast.
Well, I have to say I already like the little, not rib, I guess it's hair. That's like hair. Twirling like both left and right of her.
Yes, it is hair.
So Lilac is a dragon, and she has these two hair tails that she uses as a weapon, really. So she has got this attack called Dragon Boost and Dragon Cyclone, and this is the Dragon Cyclone that we're working with right now. We wanted to try to pull something from the moveset in the game, and that's what we did. And we actually got to work a little bit with the character designer for the game, Tyson Tan, I think is the way you pronounce his name. But yeah, this is I guess officially sanctioned interpretation of the character, so there's no guesswork to do. We can kind of work directly with the guys over at Galaxy Trail and make sure everything looks the way it should. Kind of like we're actually making a Smash game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it was nice getting notes from him on the sketch. Like, we sent a sketch, and he would be like, "Oh, this is a little off," or "This is more like the character," and this looks great, or so on and so forth. So it was great to work with them on that. Very collaborative.
Yeah, definitely. This is another example of Chris bringing some 3D elements into the mix, with the rings on the sleeves there, and also this teardrop kind of thing that's going on with the
it's really
headpiece.
cool.
I would also like to mention that we were doing this character of Lilac in tandem with while we were doing Crystal, so they were actually being worked on at the same time. So there would be time periods where I would be working on Crystal and Omni would be working on Lilac, or vice versa. And this was actually where I started to do more of the 3D stuff first. The 3D and Crystal came afterward. So there's a lot of little 3D elements in this render, such as like the stomach belt, the boots, even the little gem on her ear, and the gloves.
It looks awesome.
So
yeah,
lots and lots. It was a good time.
It was nice to be able to also work with an actual like model sheet that we didn't have to create, because with Crystal we had to make one on our own. With this one, we were provided with one, and it's really nice to be able to see the character from multiple angles, kind of see a breakdown of how the outfit works with different layers. It's really nice. It's kind of like working on a game, and I enjoy that a lot. So
I imagine it would be very difficult if the developer didn't have that. For instance, if we did a game, and, if we had to Smashify a character that only had a sprite or something,
Oh yeah, I know.
That
would be a challenge.
There's a lot of interpretation with that. So yeah, we're very fortunate to be working very closely with the people over at
Galaxy Trail is a good company.
I was going to say Freedom Planet. I meant Galaxy Trail.
It's fine. I'm actually looking forward to the second game. The first game really calls back to Sonic the Hedgehog in the gameplay, and I think I was reading up on Freedom Planet 2, talking about how they're trying to create more of a unique identity with the second game, so I'm really looking forward to what they create with that, because bad Sonic games have been a thing, if you haven't noticed.
Don't say that out loud.
Are we actually going to address that?
So it's nice to see something kind of going back to the tried and true formulas of the Genesis days and really building off of that. And maybe, Freedom Planet 2 will be what if Sonic didn't screw up?
And before all the Sonic haters that are going to be like,
oh, Sonic's amazing. I like Sonic. You're stupid.
You're not supposed to do that voice thing.
I don't care. I can do whatever I want because I'm the voice god.
Is that what you are?
I have dubbed myself the voice god.
Anyway.
No pun intended.
What is their pun?
Because dubbing. Voice acting joke.
Anywho.
So right
Sonic.
now we're talking. We're looking at
you have
the.
to mention about that. You have to finish the thought.
What thought? What are you
You're talking about how Sonic games might not be that great anymore.
No, we're past that, man. We're talking about the actual painting
get with
here,
the times,
which is what we should be talking about.
What are we talking about?
Right now, I'm doing some painting on the shorts, and the boots eventually became a lot more of the 3D process. But right now, the shorts, we wanted to kind of capture a specularity. We had a lot of discussions with materials with the guys at Galaxy Trail, because with the sprites, it wasn't necessarily like stipulated upon what the materials of things are. Like, it's described that her hair is a lot like rope in the first game, but when it comes to the uniform, especially with the second game, not everything had been determined yet. So we had to kind of work that out, kind of discuss it with them and see, this blue portion should be sort of shiny, the white portion should be more matte, and we got to hash that out. Right now we're looking at a 3D draft of the tail.
This was before I got used to actually
doing hair.
Doing it. And I mistakenly rendered out a version without even light, which is why it looks very flat.
Oh, gotcha.
So...
yeah, the tail is one of the portions of the character design that was a little bit more ambiguous to us, and so we were going back and forth a little bit, and we determined that there's actually a lot more structure to it, so we wound up going with something that's a little bit closer to sort of the hairstyles that you see with the Mario characters. It's a little bit more formed out and chunked out, not so much free form like real hair would be, and it kind of better matched the sort of Toon Link style that we were going with the hair in the first place. So I actually ended up redrawing from nothing because I wasn't really happy with the sketch necessarily. It didn't really make sense in the 3D space, but it turned out well. And then by this point, we're kind of just polishing it all up.
You know what I really love about her is her eyes. Her eyes don't go to like black, they get dark. They get pretty dark, but they never hit, underneath an 80% black. And so, I don't know, I just like that, because looking at the Smash roster, there's not a lot of characters or any characters that really do that. It makes her stand out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. While we're coming up at the end here, just a little bit about the music. We'll probably talk more about it in the extended commentary, but the music that we're sourcing it from is a lot more electronic, so it was interesting to see you bring a more orchestral take to it.
Yeah, I mean, I tried doing electronic style with it, but it's me we're talking about. I feel more comfortable doing orchestral stuff, and I think the commissioner enjoyed that a lot as well. But I think it turned out well despite everything. It was a lot of fun working on it with everyone, and to know that the creator actually got to hear my stuff. But yeah, I think that's it for me for right now. I think you're gonna have to catch the extended commentary for more from me.
Yeah, again, go listen to the music version of this video if you haven't, because this is commentary. Obviously, you can't really hear it that well, so
right, yeah,
go check it out.
Yeah, it's really good music.
Right there, we were looking at some more of the modeling process: the gloves, the horns,
and the rope. The rope was my favorite. I got to make a rope brush.
Yeah, and to various capacities, 3D was adapted to the PSD. Some of the materials that you saw were kind of just formed into the paths, and then the rope basically just replaced the paths entirely. So that wound up being a lot more authentic looking. I was having a little bit of a struggle trying to make that rope look less painted. And then finishing touch, bringing in the seams with the boots, sort of a last minute choice to actually model that out, and I think it paid off. And here's the finished product.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
It would be so cool to see a trailer of her running with Sonic together.
Oh man, like a full CG trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Sonic
actually.
Generations 3 starring Lilac, Cyclones in.
Woo.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to check out all of our social media accounts and stuff like that. Links are in the description below.
Yeah.
I also want to take a moment to thank our patrons on Patreon. Those are the guys who are making it possible for us to continue to do this as often as we're doing it. And if you're interested in becoming a patron, check out the Patreon page. No pressure, but that's an option. And definitely be sure to do all of the stuff that's currently on the screen. You guys all know the drill. Why do I even have to explain all of this to you guys? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Markiplier.
And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
All right, now we can stop.
We need to keep that one in.
Yeah, definitely.